Hey, what up? What up? Welcome back to Bring the Facts. You know what it is. We in the building. We up. We grinding. We grinding. Hey, we got a hot trending topic, man. This is gonna have to do with the NBA, man. FBA arrests Chauncey Billups and Teddy Rozier. Multiple NBA players arrested in an alleged criminal gambling scheme. Terry Rozier, Damian Jones, Chauncy Billups, among 34, are arrested by the FBI in a illegal gambling scheme. This is similar to there's two different operations going on. One has to do with illegal gambling, sports betting, and the second one is illegal poker games that were hosted by the mafia and NBA players, man, where people who lost money got extorted by the mob. Yeah, Banano crime family, Gambino crime family, and the Genovese crime family. This credit goes to Yahoo Entertainment, a website. NBA coach player among 34 arrested by the FBI on charges of illegal sports betting and rigged mafia poker games. Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat point guard Terry Rozier were among those charged and arrested. And this investigation is being spearheaded by new FBI director Kash Patel, and he spoke on it in a press conference. Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat point guard Terry Rozier were among 34 arrested, charged, and by the FBI Thursday for two different but linked cases involving illegal sports betting and rigged poker games that were backed by the mafia. Yup, you heard me, man. Yeah, they're using technology too. Billups 49 is accused of participating along with defendants in a nationwide scheme designed to rig illegal poker games. U.S. Attorney Cash Nokella Jr. announced at the press conference in New York City on Thursday. Those involved, including many former professional athletes like Billups, are said to have used technology to steal tens of millions of dollars in underground New York poker games backed by members and associates of the Gambino, Lucchese, Bonanno, and Genovese crime families, bringing four of the five families together in a single indictment, and it is extraordinary and rare, New York Police Commissioner Jessica Tichy said Thursday. The Associated Press reports it reflects how deeply and how far reaching this investigation and the skill and persistence it took to get here. According to Tish, the operation used traditional mob enforcement methods combined with new technology to expand the reach of their operations. Former and current pro athletes were into the game to make them look legitimate, while hidden cameras and barcode decks were used to rig the poker tables. Victims believed that they were sitting at a fair table to gamble, Teach told reporters Thursday. Instead, they were cheated out of millions, tens of millions of dollars. When victims refused to pay their losses, they were allegedly threatened and intimidated with violence. Rozier and at least six other defendants, meanwhile, are accused of participating in insider sports betting operation. They were said to have used their access to feed games affecting private information known only to NBA players and NBA coaches to their outside conspirators in exchange for flat fees or shares of the subsequent betting profits. Nokella Jr. called it is one of the most brazen sports corruption schemes since online betting became widely legalized in the United States. This is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned a course of years, FBI Director Kash Patel said Thursday press conference. Everyone will be held accountable with the full weight of the law. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars, Kash Patel said. The money lost due to illegal gambling and poker operations, which allegedly included instances of crypto fraud. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery cases over a multi-year investigation with the partners of the FBI. as part of sports betting scheme. He accused the participating Rozier sometimes allegedly took himself out of games early in order to affect the outcomes and the bets made on his performance. One instance cited that an involved game Rozier played with the Charlotte Hornets, which he told one of his conspirators that he planned to leave it early with a supposed injury, which allowed others to make advanced bets that exact the outcome into profits. According to ESPN, Rozier's attorney Jim Trusty previously told the sports network that NBA and FBI officials found after an initial investigation into his conduct in 2023 that Rozier had done nothing wrong. In a statement unreleased Thursday, Trusty condemned the FBI's conduct toward his client. Yeah, man, these dudes, yeah, it's not looking good for these dudes, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Hold up, there's a little bit more. His attorney trustee. A long time ago, we reached out to the prosecutors to tell them we should have an online line of communication, Trustee said. They characterized Terry as a subject but not a target. But at 6 a.m. this morning, they called to tell me the FBI agents were trying to arrest him in his hotel. It is unfortunate that instead of allowing him to self surrender, they opted for a photo op and arrest him on camera. They wanted the misplaced glory of embarrassing professional athletes with a perp walk. That tells you a lot about the motivations in this case. But wow, dude, yeah. If you haven't seen my other video on Gilbert Arenas, yeah, he got caught up in the same type of scam, man. Illegal sports betting, poker games with wealthy clients and stuff like that, where he would host poker games at his house, man. But it's not looking good for these dudes because this investigation has been going on for years. They've been watching them. These players even knew about the operations, about the FBI targeting them, and you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say targeting them, but investigating them. You know what I'm saying. But Cash Patel, he's not somebody to play with, man. When the victim, hold on. The fraud is mind-boggling. FBI Cash Patel said at a news conference in Brooklyn announcing the charges. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in theft, fraud, and even robbery. Yeah, bro. Yeah, a lot of these clients after the poker games, they got robbed by criminals and stuff like that. Not by the NBA players, but like through the mafia's enforcers and stuff. 4 out of the 5 biggest crime families in New York were behind this, man. Like I said, this is 2 different operations. They didn't give a name to these operations, but there were 2 different operations. One had to do with poker gambling, and one had to do with online sports betting. You see, they even use technology to rig. They had like a computer program that would rig the games and stuff like that. And when they were playing illegal poker, they had an X-ray machine, an X-ray camera that could see through the cards and see what the cards had, even if the cards are covered and face down. Yeah, bro, it's not looking good for these dudes because they're gonna have to pay that money back. Even though these victims were participating in illegal gambling, the way the indictment comes out, they thought this was legitimate. Yeah, so it's like a scheme to defraud. Yeah, they didn't announce the charges and stuff like that, but it has to do with yeah, you see, it's 2 different operations, yeah, man, as well as 13 mafias. So among FBI defendants are current and former NBA coaches, players, authorities said, as well as 13 mafia members, including associates from the Bonanno, Gambino, and Genovese and Lucchese crime families. They didn't put Lucchese in there, but they're part of this indictment too, man. Yeah, man, it's not looking good for these dudes, man, because they're on the hook. They got to pay that money, but they're gonna have to pay that money back. That's why they're prosecuting these dudes. But like I was saying before, the victims of this, the way they came to the FBI and stuff like that, and to law enforcement, is they said they thought this was legitimate. You know what I'm saying? So this has to do with scheme to defraud. Yeah, so it's not looking good for these dudes, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. They didn't announce this as a RICO either. They didn't, because You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's not looking good for these dudes, man. Like I told you, the Hunger Games has started, and yeah, man, every way has having to do with President 47, Donald Trump, man. He's shutting down every way to make money, every illegal way, because this has to coincide with the New World Order. New World Order means there's no more crime. Yeah, man. It has to do with that too. This is a part of that agenda. I'm not saying President Trump is New World Order. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the way the world is going, they're moving to the New World Order, and it has to do with eliminating criminals, eliminating every way that criminals have to make money, even legitimate people that want to scam and stuff like that. Scamming, credit card fraud, identity theft, selling drugs, trafficking, illegal gambling, illegal sports betting, extortion, robbery, all that stuff, man. That shit going away, man. And I've been trying to wake my people up, man, and tell them, man, that this shit is over with, man. They're shutting down every illegal way to make money, man. Literally, they are, man. Especially if it has to do with violence, drugs, or trafficking. Those are President Trump and Cash Patel's three main agendas: trafficking, drug trafficking, moving drugs, and illegal sports betting. That they shutting all that shit down, man. Yeah, man. It is what it is, man. So like I said, if you've been dealing in that kind of activity, I'm just gonna tell you, most likely you have an operation going on you, and it's only a matter of time till you get arrested, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Peace.